My bad. I was trying to put the share out. You know what I mean? Next time, I'm going to just tell y'all if y'all could just share it out. I see that's why they tell people to do that. Messing around, fiddling with the stuff. I'll wait for y'all to tap back in. But in the meantime, I'll give me a little reading together. Yeah. What's happening? Sorry about that. I was fiddling around trying to share it out, man. Messed it up. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I got the topic now. Why are blacks the only ones that, reject being called Moors? That's what we're going to get to. We're going to get to that. Why is it us? Why us? You know what I mean? Why are blacks the only ones, man? Only ones. Go against the grain. You know what I mean? We just got to be difficult. You know what I mean? Got to do it our way. Nah, we don't want to be like. You feel me? How y'all feeling today? I'm feeling real good. I don't know if the folks that was in the other one that got cut off. I'm feeling real good because I just recorded this one. Man, it's amazing. If you don't know, David Banner was on Drink Champs. It might have mentioned Moors for just a little smidget. You know what I mean? But, I caught that. Yes, indeed. Oh, we going to teach on it. We going to speak on it. You know what I mean? But before I get to the topic, I just wanted to go through some books I had lying around. This one right here is really powerful. I'm actually finna get back into it. The Master Key System by Charles Haanel. Charles F. Haanel. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it's Haanel. I just wanted to read a little chapter of the intro real quick. The Master Key is here given to the world as a means of tapping the great cosmic intelligence and attracting from it that which corresponds to the ambitions and aspirations of each reader. Everything and institution we see around us, created by human agency, had first to exist as a thought in some human mind. Their thought, therefore, is constructive. Human thought is the spiritual power of the cosmos operating through its creature, man. The Master Key instructs the reader how to use that power and use it both constructively and creatively. The things and conditions we desire to become realities, we must first create in thought. The Master Key explains and guides the process. Really deep book. I started it a while ago, but I just was slacking. Just wasn't on my job. Doing a bunch of other stuff. The Golden Age of the Moor. You may have heard this one before. Amazing book. It's just a lot of information. I got just a bunch of different quotes covered in here. Page 184. This section is the question of ethnicity. I got highlighted. Moor/Moorish has even become a synonym for an Arab or Berber, as well as a general term for any and all Muslims of the Middle Ages. You know what I mean? So we got things like that up in here. I'm just flipping through. At its zenith, Muslim power, Muslim or Moorish, power stretched from China across the Himalayas into India, through the Middle East, and deep into the Nile Valley. It crisscrossed all of North Africa, reached down to Dar es Salaam in East Africa, and went as far south as Ghana in West Africa. And then it spread north across the Pillars of Hercules to stretch from Portugal's Atlantic coast through the Iberian Peninsula, over the Pyrenees, and into France's Rhone Valley and beyond. This is just talking about the Moorish Empire during the Middle Ages. So You know what I mean? This just, and I'm just flipping through. I'm just trying to flip through, see what I can see. Well, we got a whole lot of stuff covered here. The city of Cordova, under their administration, at its highest point of prosperity, had more than 200,000 houses and over 1 million inhabitants. At night, one could walk through it in a straight line for 10 miles by the lights of public lamps. 700 years after this time, there was not as much as one public lamp in London. Whew, goodness. Now, if you don't know, Cordova was a Moorish city, amazing Moorish city back in Andalusia, which was what we now know as Portugal and Spain, that area. And before it was Andalusia, it was called Iberia. Yeah, man. So that book is important, but let me get to the topic. Let me not. What's going on with y'all? I'm just trying to read some things. Gotta study. What's happening, man? It's a whole bunch of people in here. What's happening, y'all? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Marvin, Marquise, Dominic, S. Thomas, Ajamu, hello, Mushara, what's happening? Mushara, Shabaka, Tarif, Monster, what's happening with everybody in here, man? Appreciate y'all tapping in. So, the question of the day: why are blacks the only ones that reject being identified as Moors? And let me expand on that a little bit because it's hard to put that question in the title. What I mean is, when it comes to so-called black people, when it comes to us identifying as Moors, I've been studying this personally since 2012, let's just call it. In the 6 years that I've been studying this, talked with hundreds of people, I'm the only people that say, nah, we not Moors. Nah, you tripping, man. That's some made up stuff. The only people that put out any sort of rejection, defense, just like negative energy towards myself identifying as a Moor or me saying that black people are actually Moors is black people. And I'm wondering, I want to talk to y'all. Why do you feel that is? I have my opinion on it and my belief or my perspective, but I'm interested in what you think because it's really, it's confusing to me. I've had European people immediately adjust to what they're saying. And I'm talking from a random person on the street to professors in college. I've had, Russians, Nigerians, Afghanis, Pakistanis. I've had all sorts of people, Japanese brothers and sisters. Shout out my man Kazar out there. All of them embrace this understanding, but my own people, like the people that I know and love, personally reject. Like, oh no, man, you tripping. Why is that? What y'all think? Let me know. Cause that doesn't, is it confusing to you? Does it make sense? Religion. That's why you think they're rejecting it? Okay. Are you saying that in the sense that when we speak about Moors, it's often connected to Islam or Muslims? Is that what you mean by religion? Because that is Christianity. I hear you. I've noticed that Moors, the topic or just when Moors is brought up, it's almost always connected with Islam or Muslims. And I understand in these days and times, especially here in the United States, there's such a warped understanding of religion in general, but specifically Islam and Muslims through propaganda and through a bunch of stuff, that if you just mention Islam or you mention Muslim or you mention Allah, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? It's a weird reaction that people get, you know what I mean? And so I feel like that's a piece. I think I seen somebody say ego. They are caught up in ego. Yeah. Okay. I think. Well, what do you mean by ego? Ego in which way? I like that perspective. Islam, Orthodox, Moor, what's happening? A lack of understanding about life, alchemy, and law. A lack of understanding. I agree. What's happening? What's happening? Khalid, what's happening? When you speak of Islam, of us being Moors, it's a problem. Rodney Grant, I think it's because people are so invested in black identity that they are afraid to let go and truly face, accept, or deny the mission of knowing themselves. Whoo, Rodney Grant with the pow, pow, pow. Yeah, I agree, man. I feel strongly in agreements with that. What's happening, man?
Can I give me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right now?
No, not right
now. Can I have
now.
a finger?
No, you want to come say hi on the... Yes, I know. You want your shine.
Okay, guys.
What's
happening?
So,
if you want to subscribe to my channel,
nobody subscribing.
Fire.
Go sit down. I'll get you a sandwich in a second, okay?
Yes.
Go. What's happening, man? He got to get his shine on, man. He always think he cool in it. You know what I mean? But, what was I saying? Rodney Grant. So invested in black. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I feel like for many of us, the idea of letting go this identity of black means like we don't have nothing else, because from the understanding of, black people, we think, oh, well, we were stripped of our culture and our name and everything, and that's why we call ourselves black now, because we don't really know where we come from, but et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so it's like, man, if we give up black, we don't have nothing. And that fear is like, I can't let that go. It's all I got left. I'm a whole deal I got. You know what I mean? I think that is the mentality. And what's trippy about it is it's that fear that's not really real, because if you would just let go of this false reality, this false identity, and you pick up our actual identity, it's like, oh, snap. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me we really are amazing, like all throughout history? And I can see it now and it's everywhere? You mean to tell me that math and science was from, but see, it's that fear. And see, that's where the faith comes in. You know what I mean? That's where, you got to walk on that faith. You got to really let go and just have that faith that, I know what's happening. You know what I mean? I know I'm being led in the right direction. Drew Ali is a righteous individual. Why would he be lying? Why would he be misleading us? Look at the information. See for yourself. He's saying study for yourself. Don't believe me. If you just believe what you're told, you won't know. Now, if a person is telling you that, makes sense to maybe you should listen to this person, because he not saying just listen to what I'm saying and just take it and run with it. He's saying, listen to the information, then go see for yourself, look it up for yourself, do the research for yourself, verify for yourself. That's just right. I got carried away. Sorry about that. We got some more people. Sam Sunni, if you're more, religious is not a focal point. Religion is deterred from the God inside the inner. Ego as in fear and anger. Yeah, I think there's a lot of anger too. Yeah. Since we enslaved, we are some sort of gang. Yeah. Mm, mm. Consciousness merged and the hue of the man is diluted. Uh, yeah. Peace, 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 peace. Paleolithic was created in our image, God's self. They also think we're agents trying to get everyone locked up. Well, man, that goes to propaganda, COINTELPRO, and that's a history of things that's happening in the U.S. that we don't understand, and we need to study more in depth to really be able to defend ourselves against it, because it's a very dangerous and effective tactic that's been used against us time and time and time and time and time again. You know what I mean? So that divide and stuff, which is partly why I made that video speaking to Brother Rizza Islam and Brother Ben X, and I'll speak on it. Keep a real moment right now. Keep a real environment moment. You know what I mean? I see Cujo, and I see there's a couple people in the comments on that video, and just people's mentality in general on, saying I can't unify with the Nation of Islam or Farrakhan or this person or that person because they're like calling us black, etc., etc. And the biggest thing for me is ultimately, what are we supposed to be doing? Are we supposed to be holding grudges? Are we supposed to be judging others? Are we supposed to be making this stance on what we find acceptable as a mistake and what we don't find acceptable? And who made the list? You know what I mean? Who determines what mistake is, you can't forgive it and that's just it, and it's just traders forever? Because ultimately, and none of us perfect. Ultimately, we all got flaws. And ultimately, we are supposed to uplift fallen humanity. So the people that are doing wrong, the people that are our energy to them the most, kind of like how Noble Ali came to us because we needed him the most. The topic: why are blacks the only ones? Hold on one second. I'm getting some messages here. Try to get that action going right side for this one time. See if I can get that happening. What are you guys thinking, man? I got off topic. Why are blacks the only ones rejecting this identity of Moors? What do you think? I heard for a couple people. We can hear for some more. I need to live library. Peace, Mustafa. We are hurt people hurting people. Yeah. Shabaka, we were recreated under the image of the oppressor with little of the truth to go on. And when we started truly thinking, we started truthfully thinking, we cling to what we knew. Let's see here. Rodney, unfortunately. Oh, okay, we still back. I was hurt. I was like, oh man, they cut me off on me. But no, we back. I see what happened. We resume. Everybody back. We still good. I'm trying to catch up with the comments, man. Y'all saying some amazing things. The traditional slave mentality is still being passed on through generations. which results back to change, is where is the fear of not knowing. Kamos, Kamos Ba Hakael, I feel that. Sam Suni, I haven't an answer. I feel that too. You know what I mean? It's like uh, it's like domesticated an animal. Hmm. Hmm. You know, another reason that I feel that we reject it is because hmm, is because of the connection to religion, but not even in particular Islam or a specific religion, but the idea of this religious figure coming to tell you the truth. And because there have been so many other religious figures that have claimed to come to have told us the truth. Yeah, you know what I mean? And so it's like, I mean, even for myself, when I first, honestly, when I first learned about Noble Drew Ali, I said, man, this is BS. It's no way, it's no way that black people were sent a prophet. And I never heard about him for, most of my life. Like, and you don't got no movies, you don't got no books, you don't got no, there's nothing. Like, there's barely any information. When I first learned about him, I couldn't find any information like that. And so I thought it was bogus. I thought it was just like another, you know, scheme, another early hustle, early religious hustle. Till I started reading about him. And then I said, well, you know what? How come nobody talks about this guy? Talk about a lot of people. Talk about so many different black leaders, black figures, black revolutionaries. One love to them all of them. I started noticing, like, man, ain't nobody talking about this dude. This called a prophet. That's interesting. And he talking some stuff I ain't really ever heard before. Interesting. But, you know, one thing I will say that changed within me, and I think or I feel needs to change within many black people, is humility and accepting that we don't know, that we don't have all the information, and that we are not as informed and as woke or as conscious as we feel we may have been. Because it wasn't until then that I was able to open my eyes to different information and different perspectives. It was when the Occupy Oakland stuff was happening, Occupy Wall Street. And I would go out there and I would just talk to random people. You know what I mean? People that you would consider quote unquote crazy, quote unquote tinfoil hats, you know what I mean? And really listen to everything they had to say. People that you would say are homeless or addicted to drugs, I'm listening. Because I just want to know the truth. Whoever's telling the truth. You know what I mean? Word to Malcolm. And that led me to learning about Noble Drew Ali and being humble enough to say, you know what? I've never heard about Moors. I've never heard about this guy. I need to at least study him before I just dismiss him that this is bogus and this isn't real. This can't help us. Yeah, I mean, so, and I feel like a lot of times, you know, black people, we're not willing to do that. We're not willing to say, you know what? Let me humble myself. Let me listen to what you're saying and really listen. Oftentimes, and it's frustrating, oftentimes black people will be the ones that ask questions not to learn, but to try to pick apart, what this is and try to prove you wrong and somehow then prove this is all wrong. And that's frustrating because it's like, after a while, having done this for a while now, I can start to see through questions and you can start to see the intention behind questions. And you can see when someone is being honest and genuine, and when someone is asking questions um, to try to make Noble Drew Ali look bad, or the movement, or Moors. A question like, well, if this Moor stuff is real, how come y'all don't have blah 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 blah? Um, you know, uh, is this Moor stuff gonna stop a bullet when the cops pull you over? You know what I mean? Like, those questions aren't sincerely, they aren't meant to really learn. You know what I'm saying? It's more to, I already don't believe this, and I'm just, whatever. As opposed to saying, you know, I'm really concerned for my safety when I'm moving around with my family. You know, how can we use our nationality to help me protect my family? That energy is much different. That is more sincere and is more directed in terms of learning how to really apply this information. But even in that, Cam, no, go back, man. I'm talking, G. Come on, man. I'm focused right now, G. Thank you. Um, but even that mentality, you know, the mentality of seeing this as just a means of dealing with police, even that mentality is so small minded, and so uh, is short sighted. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think many of us truly understand how significant what this is, and what this is going to do for the world. When it says uplift fallen humanity, it's not just talking about black folks. It's all human beings on this planet, though. There's billions of people. It's a lot of people that's enslaved in different ways through different systems all around the world. I'm sorry, I got rambling. My bad. Man, y'all got any questions for me? I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. Give me a little sip of this water. Peace, peace, peace. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Yeah, I do think Sam Sunni Malcolm was about to put the Moorish movement on a podium, and he was murdered. I do agree. In fact, I don't have the book cover for this anymore. But please go get this book. The Diary of Malcolm X, El Haj Malik El Shabazz, 1964. This book is literally trying to find a let's see here. It's literally his journal entries from when he was overseas. Amazing information, amazing to read his words from his perspective of what was going on. And in it, he talks about how, he started noticing people following him when he was traveling overseas. And, the bigger thing is in the back. Well, I don't say bigger thing, but something also in this book that's important. In the back is a list of the different people that he was meeting. I'm trying to find one person in particular. I don't see it right now. But if you look in the back, it shows different people that he met throughout his travels in North Africa and the quote-unquote Middle East. And one of the dudes he met, it's a picture in here. My man got a fez on. I said, hold up, dog. I can't find it right now, but never mind. I'm getting off track. I just seen somebody talk about Malcolm, and excuse me, that's a very important figure for me. Noble Drew Ali is a descendant of the Washita tribe. Well, where did you learn? Where did you get that information from, Sam Sunni? Do you have a source for that? The Egyptians weren't Moor, which is true. They were Moabites, but Moors are descendants of Moabites. So, what are we really saying? I think what we really have to understand is that this is one gigantic, it's one race, man. The human race, just one. Not different races. That was an illusion. It's a lie. Politically, economically, financially motivated lie. Not different races of people. One race. Different shades. Grew up in different parts of the world. Different families we call nations. That's about it. I'm going to Harlem. If Allah is in the heart, then from the heart shows man. Why aren't more people quit claiming land? This movement isn't about claiming land. That's very. Let me make that very clear. If you had some misunderstanding, the Moorish Divine and National Movement, Noble Drew Ali and the teachings that he brought was not about black people calling themselves Moors to then claim land or claim houses. That isn't the point of this movement at all. It's not a goal. It's not a objective. It's not. So that's why. And the people that are doing that are being misled. Right, I understand Washington Moors. I'm familiar, but I'm asking, when people make a claim, if I say, 500,000 Moors got arrested in, California in 1963. If I make that claim, someone may say, well, where did you get that information from? And my response isn't going to be, oh, well, the California Moors. You see what I'm saying? Like, is there documentation? Is there a book? Is there some sort of information that someone can look up for themselves? Because we don't like to just be told information and just believe it. Anyone can tell you something, but how do you know it's true? Gotta look it up for yourself. Do the research for yourself. One major problem we're having are the Moors who are dividing other Moors. Yeah. I agree. There's a lot of division that's going on, and that's kind of tied into why blacks the only ones rejecting this identity of being called Moors, because truly what I see going on is we are, as Moors, we are divided into these groups of thought, schools of thought, or to that organization is what our identity was and is that we were born with. And the biggest issue, and that's, I'm gonna reiterate this, is why I speak about love and why we have to use love and be more compassionate, is because even if you feel that a different organization is incorrect, if you are chastising them, if you are demeaning them, if you are disrespecting them in their way of thought, regardless of if it's correct or not, they are going to be unlikely to listen and learn from you. It's just It's just a simple matter of respect. And the thing is that understanding the Moor perspective and this information, I understand the frustration. I get it. It's frustrating because it doesn't make sense for us to keep calling ourselves black on so many different levels. I get the frustration when you're laying out what you're saying and just continue on as black. I get the frustration. However, is disrespecting them going to solve the issue? Does it? I got a line in a poem I wrote. It says, can a can a woman does a woman go from a bitch to a queen by calling her a bitch? For the women that believe and call themselves bitch and bitch this and bitch, for those women, to get them to thinking of themselves highly as a queen or empress, if you don't like the word queen, or just more respect as a woman, as a lady, as maybe a mother, to get them to that process, do you think calling them bitch is the best way to get them there? And that was just a play on words to show us that disrespecting people is not going to help them uplift themselves. It just doesn't work that way. And, because of the information we have, the frustration, because we see the problems that continue because of our ignorance, we allow that frustration to come out, and sometimes it's disrespect to other people, even if they're incorrect. And that is not okay, because our first principle is what? Yeah, that love. That love, man. It ain't got no room for disrespect, demeaning, hateful, negative. If you pushing love, you can't have that. You can't have both. The disrespect, all of that isn't love. You can try to massage it and call it tough love. No, it's not tough love. It's disrespect. It's being mean. It's being hurtful. And that doesn't help us, in my opinion, based on what I've seen. I ain't really ever see Drew Ali disrespecting people. I mean, if he was, show me. I mean, I see him putting Marcus Garvey in the Holy Quran, and Marcus Garvey had an association with the word Negro in it. And yet and still, Drew Ali was somehow able not only to work with him, but to respect and revere him enough to put him in the Quran. You tell me. What should we be doing? Fighting each other or uplifting each other? Destroying or building? For the nation, God, man, I'm feeling good today. What do y'all think about that, though? Love. Save yourself. You cannot save anyone else. That's an interesting perspective. Dr. Arlene Bay. Will you give us some spiritual science on the dismal crypt? Matthew Jackson. I don't know what you mean by that. Will you give us some spiritual science on the dismal crypt? I don't know what is the dismal crypt. Where are you getting that from? I don't understand. Hold on now. Hold on to it. I ain't talking about that spirit. We talking about some things. Hold on now. Let me break something out on you. 'Cause I just seen some. Just seen some. Can I find it? Y'all dropping some jewels on me. I wanna contribute. Can I contribute too? Or maybe I can't because I can't find it right now. Everyone, did I get that little? I'm gonna run that back. The gifts of understanding, the gifts of the understanding are the treasures of Allah, and He appointed to every one his portion, in what measure seemeth good unto himself. Come on now, come on now. Hath He endowed thee with wisdom? Hath He enlightened thy mind with the knowledge of truth? Communicated to the ignorant for their instruction, communicated to the wise for thy own improvement. Come on now. Come on now. Just wanted to drop that on you one time for the one that was from the Quran, Circle 7, if you didn't know. You know, and let me build on this a little bit more. In the Quran, I'll find a line in a second, but you know, it's when you are doing good to others, you know, when you are helping to serve others and helping to uplift others, you know, you're doing good to Allah, to the Allah within, to the God within. And also, when you harm man, when you do things to harm the next man or next woman, you're doing harm to Allah. And that's what I don't think we, Moorish Americans specifically, I don't think that we really reflect on that enough. Because if we really considered the words that we said, we wouldn't say things like white power. Even though I understand when Moorish Americans say that, what they're meaning, you know, and it's tongue-in-cheek, it's, you know, a bit sarcastic, and it's an underlying meaning. I get it. But is the benefit of getting that joke off worth the confusion and the hurt and the anger that it may cause some of our people that believe that we're black, that don't understand what you're saying? Is it worth it getting off that joke? Not really. You know what I mean? That don't really help us. Speaking on myself, me going at Brother Polite, Brother Ben X, Seti, Sanetta, Tariq Nasheed, Taharka Bey, the Hebrew brother, I forget it, Tazariak. These are all people that I have specifically, Reggie, I forgot his brother's name, but Reggie, the dude Reggie from Sinetta. These are all people I specifically was addressing. And in all of those videos, even though, you know, my intention for the most part was to be loving and uplifting, there was things that I said that was a bit harmful, a bit hurtful, you know, and it wasn't necessary. And it probably wasn't the most productive. You know, Young Pharaoh, that was the other person I was thinking about, you know. And the thing is, that's the ego. That's the lower self. You know what I mean? I know that because when I was growing up and in college, you know, I would love to dig into people when we discussing text and, you know, we having the seminar class sessions, and, you know, I would love to try to prove the next person wrong and prove myself right and show you, like, boom, on page 37, the quote says, and therefore you are incorrect. That was my pleasure. But that's the ego. You know what I mean? Because it's not really about proving that you're right. It's not, that's irrelevant. The goal is to uplift humanity, fallen humanity, to love instead of hate. Boom, that's the goal right there. And so it's difficult. That's what I guess I was getting to. It's difficult. It's challenging. It's extremely hard to always remain loving and compassionate and kind. But that's what we got to do. And that's why, you know, it's not for everybody. That's why you watching this right now. Yes, you. When I be saying this on the videos, I know some of you be thinking, well, he ain't talking to me. I'm talking to you. It's not by accident that you, yes, your silly ass looking around, you, yes, it's not an accident that you found out, that I found out, that we found out about this information in this particular moment. It didn't just happen. Nah, it wasn't just by accident. You are meant to know this right now because you are meant to help teach the people that don't know. This is real. This is not a movie. This is not some spooky dooky stuff. No, this is how the universe really works. It's really designed this way. Because at some point you was really searching for the truth and then bang, the truth just hit you right in the head. At least it did for me. Word to Taj Tariq Bey. Where am I at? Man, I've been talking too much, man. Any more questions before I get up out of here? I feel like when these live things, man, I don't necessarily have too much of a point. I had the one question, but I didn't have anything after that. So sometimes I feel like I'm just kind of rambling, and I don't like to ramble and talk more than what's needed or what feels useful. Peace to everybody in here. I've seen a bunch of people in here. Thank you guys for tapping in. Let's see. Bill with Dane Calloway. Yeah. Why is Benjamin Banneker Bay so important to us? Man, it's funny that you mentioned that. I was doing some research to see if I could find some documented evidence that ties Benjamin Banneker to him identifying as a Moor. And I couldn't necessarily not directly like, bam, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm Benjamin Banneker, I'm a Moor, what's happening? It wasn't nothing like that. But I was reading his letter to Thomas Jefferson. And if you just read that and then you think about the date and the time that it was written, it's like, hold on, man. How are we supposed to just all be enslaved and just Negroes? And then there's this guy, this African, you know what I mean? This dark-skinned brother, this writing this eloquent, just, this letter, man, it's next level. Just read it. Go look up Benjamin Banneker. I believe it's Thomas Jefferson. But Benjamin Banneker, he wrote a letter to a president, you know what I mean? One of them cats. I'm not on my game like I should be. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, Jefferson. There it is. I just, boom, pop this open. Oh, wait, that's kind of cool how I did that. Morris Jews, go check that out. Thank you. I'm working on a project right now about the life of Noble Drew Ali. And if anybody out there has information about Noble Drew Ali's childhood, please tap in. I mean, any information about Noble Drew Ali's life in general is definitely welcome. Please send it to me, iamhhtemple@gmail.com. But in specific, I'm interested in trying or doing my best to put together some information about his childhood. There's very little that I found out there that was conclusive. And, granted, he was born in 1886. Wasn't no Google, you know what I mean? People wasn't taking them selfies back then, you know what I mean? Noble Drew Ali wasn't with the getting them angles, you feel me? He wasn't with all that. But doing my best to put something together. So if you got any information, you know what I mean, please slide it to me one time for the one time. You feel me? Do I practice voodoo? No. What do you practice? I don't know what you mean by that. What do I practice as in, I practice rapping, you know what I mean? Performing. I practice, I mean, my jump shot sometimes when I'm throwing some trash away. Practice a lot of different things. We got any other questions? I think that's about it. Maybe I'll read a little bit and close it out like that there. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Appreciate it. Thank you. You know, one thing I will say about that is I feel like that's kind of why I'm doing these lives, is because I feel in these days and times, man, there is a major lack of authenticity, a lack of, I don't want to say realness, but that's what I mean. But really, I mean authentic and being genuine and being expressing how you truly feel. As a matter of fact, Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, he's speaking in this interview, and he's talking with this dude, and he's saying about how to express oneself, truly express oneself honestly, is a very difficult thing to do. And I think he was talking about it through martial arts, and how he was explaining that, you know, he could come on the show and do a whole bunch of moves to like impress people and to show off, but that may not be truly expressing himself. It's real deep. Check out Bruce Lee's interview. Wise dude. But I say all that to say that because I recognize that it's not very common right now, where people are being honest and being authentic. I feel like I got to do more of that to really connect through, which is why I'm going to tell this little booger, man, go sit down, man. What's happening, man? The sandwich? The sandwich, I got you. Okay. Have Kayla come make the sandwich because I'm still recording. Cool?
Yeah.
All right. Yep, right now. Thank you. Keeping it real. You know what I mean? But that's why I'm doing a live, is so that you can see, so that people can see that this Moor stuff isn't some weird, spooky, you know, like it converts you into being some different kind of black person. You know what I mean? Like there's this weird energy around this movement and around people. And it's like, oh man, I just wish we could understand that this is not some sort of like scary thing or some sort of cult. You know what I mean? Some sort of spooky, like, you know, because you see the feds, I get it. You see the feds, you hear Islam. It seems weird, but we got to get over that. And so the best way to do that is to just be myself, just be honestly who I am, and express it to you. I'm kind of distracted because there's a lot going on, but that was just to the person that was saying, you know, you wish other people could express themselves like me. And also, it's a little it's a little scary. That's the other part that maybe some people don't admit and are afraid to admit. But this isn't as hard or wasn't as scary for me as performing on stage, performing, you know, my raps and music in front of people. That was more terrifying, you know what I mean? Because, you know, not only am I speaking in front of people, but you got to be cool, and it's got to, you know, people got to like it. Huh, man, I got it. Give me the, stop whining, man. Huh. You're welcome. But, being on stage, that was way more terrifying. You know what I mean? And like, so that feeling, knowing how that felt, it's like, oh, just be myself. Just turn on the camera. Just be who I am. It's easy. Well, walking around in public with a fez is not that easy. I won't lie to you. That is still a little, because people look, you know what I mean? Especially our people, especially black people. They be like, unless they know, then it's like, hey, what's up, man? I see you, Mo. I see you, man. You know what I mean? Then it's all up. Do I come to the East Coast? I have not, but I want to. No, not even just I want to. I am coming to the East Coast. We putting that into the universe. I am coming to the East Coast sometime soon, man. You gonna catch me on 125. You know what I mean? You gonna catch me with red pill to blue pill. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on there. Hey, check me out now. When I get out there, I got to, you feel me? We got to touch down and really see the people live and direct. In effect, you gonna see it. You gonna see what's happening. You feel me? But jokes aside, I do want to get out there. I am going to be getting out there. One, to just come out there and just on my personal time, but I have a documentary that I've been working on. Can't speak too much about it, but hopefully next year we will be shooting. And New York, the East Coast, New York, Chicago, Philly, possibly DC, those areas, Philly, New York, and Chicago especially, I'll definitely be touching down. And that's gonna be some fun stuff. Any more questions before I dip up out of here? People want to see the Moors living rent-free, tax-exempt, no mortgage, owning their land. People want to see the Moors living rent-free, tax-exempt, no mortgage, owning their land. Here's a question that I would say to that. Where else is that happening? Do Japanese people get to live tax-free, rent-free, tax-exempt, no mortgage in Japan? Do Brazilians get to live that way? Do Europeans get to live that way? No. It doesn't work like that. That's an illusion. Don't buy into that. What's the thing when you out into the desert and you see it, but it's not really real? Mirage. That's a mirage. Don't buy into that mirage. You know what I mean? You've been on your camel too long. You need to get some water. You feel me?
Why are you using that cup?
It's a long story. Don't worry about it.
You didn't feel like washing dishes.
No, that's not it at all. Anything else? Yeah, Newark. I've been through. Quick story. I went to New York for a hot second because I was in. I used to work for this pharmaceutical company. That's another whole story. But we traveled to New Jersey. We traveled to New Jersey for something. There was something up in New Jersey that we had to do, and I caught the bus with a coworker of mine to New York, just to be there for like a couple hours, and we drove through Newark. And I'm telling you, man, Newark looked so much like Oakland. It was like spooky to me. I was like, man, this is exactly like Oakland. Newark, and it's another city out there that in New Jersey. But shout out New Jersey, shout out New York, Harlem, Bronx, Brooklyn. You know what I mean? What's happening? Best-Eye. I really want to get out there, man. I gotta get some tins when I touch down. Oh yeah. The UK as well, man. The UK as well, definitely. I'm working to get out there. On a side note, I'm working to get out there to go to Speaker's Corner. Yeah, I'm trying to go to Speaker's Corner and talk to some folks, man. You know what I mean? Because man, there's a lot to this movement that's really interesting to me. You know what I mean? And I want to have some dialogue, especially with the Muslim brothers out there, because it's some really wise cats that I like. If you don't know what Speaker's Corner is, just look it up on YouTube. It's this area that's been known for like 100 years, I think, something like that, something crazy, where people just come and discuss and debate topics. You know, it's like a real cool environment.
Is it the Muslim debate place?
Yeah, that's where the Muslims be debating, and it's
It's
Muslims,
the guys who act like they know,
atheists.
but they really don't, and it's super funny.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people. Everybody be out there. Hyde Park. Yep. Hyde Park. Exactly. Shamsi, man. It's a lot of them cats out there that's really wise. I actually been studying them a lot in terms of how to debate or to engage or to dialogue with our people here, because it's a few of the Muslim brothers, or brothers that are Muslim, I should say. And the way they conduct themselves is very inspiring. And that's also, again, with Riz Islam, the way he conducted himself for the most part against, not say against, but in that discussion with Moors was inspiring. You know what I mean? Because we have to keep love front and center. It's got to lead, to the point where every word you're speaking is leading with love or has the energy of love in it. And if it doesn't got love in the word that you're speaking, and you ain't speaking that word, come on, G. You know what's up, man.
Cameron,
You know what's up.
you haven't been listening.
You just love to get your little shine on, you little booger. But where was I at? Putting love in the words. You know what I mean? Like that's real. And that energy, man, it means a lot. So I think I didn't see too many other questions. So if it wasn't any other particular questions, anybody had any more comments? And that's another thing. Maybe not even necessarily on this one, but just future builds. I really want you to engage. I get you with the email. I get you. I really want you, the people watching, I want us to engage in the dialogue and the discussion together, because this isn't me dictating or just instructing or just lecturing. You know what I mean? This is really a discussion. Something that I learned in college.
Not lecturing?
Come on, man. In seminar class, we sat in a circle. I didn't even peep that just now, but we sat in a circle, and we sat in a circle and we would discuss different texts, and it was ancient Greek philosophy and all of that, but another stuff. But we would discuss the topics, and what I realized the symbolism of it is that because we were in a circle, we were all connected, and we got to share our perspective on the topic, and it wasn't like some people sitting on this side, some people sitting on this side, or all the desk in a row just looking straight at the teacher. It wasn't this dynamic of one side versus the other, but all of us included. And that's really what I want, the dialogue to be, because when everyone starts sharing their perspective, you start to really capture a full picture of what's going on and a better understanding of not only what you're speaking about, but also, the people in your community or class or nation or world. And that extends from, this video, but also, people making videos and making videos and putting them up, discussing how they feel about things. Stop being it's one of you out there that's watching right now that's been wanting to start speaking on their experience or a book that they found that talks about Moors. but nervous and feeling like, well, you know, I don't know if I'm ready, or, you know, I don't know if I'm the one. Man, get that fear about you. You know what I mean? Cut it out. You know what I mean? And speak. You know what I mean? Express yourself. Because what you may not realize is that piece of information that you got, that you've been holding on to, that you've been afraid, that piece of information may be the piece that really unlocks things and help wakes up 500 people, 1,000 people. You know what I mean? You never know. You never know how important, you know, that message is to someone out there until you put it out there. You feel me? Great question, Jonathan Scott Bay. I'll get back to email. iamhhtemple@gmail.com. Again, the email is iamhhtemple@gmail.com. I don't like talking on the phone. A lot of people, you know, reach out to me. Hey, can I speak with you on the phone, brother? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's for many different reasons, but I don't even feel like explaining it. Basically, I don't really like talking on the phone. You know what I mean? So email me, please. That works a lot better. You know what I mean? It's just easier. You know what I mean? But the question that I seen, yes. Did you ever find the Supreme Grand Council? Oh, no. I found the Supreme Grand Council. No. The Supreme Grand Council wasn't lost. It's been right here. but the members, them, I ain't seen them in quite a long time. You know what I mean? I'm joking, man, to really mask the pain, just because that issue is so important, and yet all the leaders, all the faithful members of the Moor Science Temple, you know what I mean? Oh man, they cover you off on me. They see what I did to the Moor. What was that? Hold on one second. All of the people that, especially the ones that claim to be supporting Noble Ali and carrying out his works and being faithful and following, none of those people are willing to address the Supreme Grand Council issue. And that really does hurt, because I see how important it is, and how the abandonment, us ignoring this issue, how that has caused so many other issues that it's just like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? Like, the simple question of, how do I proclaim my nationality? That is something that the Supreme Grand Council could have agreed on and communicated to the temples to communicate to the nation. Very systematic and orderly. For issues about law, we could send, U.S. officers or agents, officials, etc., to the Supreme Grand Council's administrator or secretary for the information. They could communicate directly, as they have the power and the duty to dictate on what is breaking a law. And I don't even want to get into the details of the Supreme Grand Council. But to answer your question, no, I haven't. No one's answered me in terms of identifying who the members are. And I feel at this point it's clear is because there are no current active members of the Supreme Grand Council. And the question that comes with that is, why aren't there any members? And that, all of chairmans, governors, etc., etc., etc. Everybody that's in an official capacity in the Moor Science Temple of America, they got to be held accountable for that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a reality, and that's something that's on us, because who holds them accountable? We can't ask another nation. How does that make sense? We can't ask another organization, if you want to break it down to that. How can we add? We're gonna ask the church to hold members of the Moor Science Temple accountable. We're gonna ask the nation. We're gonna holler at the Fruit of Islam. Hey, can you help us out real quick? Does that make sense? No. It's on us. We gotta hold ourselves accountable. And for me, that's why I just been speaking on it, because some people have came to me and said, man, Rami, you just need to start your own Supreme Grand Council and vote people and just go from there. But it don't work like that. That's not how things operate. You can't, if you look into history, if you look into the Moorish Empire specifically, the problems that came from that was that different movements were overthrowing the current leadership and not doing it the righteous and correct and lawful way, and was going and breaking the law and we can't break the law in order to establish law. Yeah. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Mom and she will be at 30.
So she's weighing weight?
Yeah. What was the literature you held up when I asked you that? I don't know. Oh, that's the Moorish literature. The Moorish literature for the Moor Science Temple of America.
Sorry, it's a little tan.
It's all good. And in there, and in the Moor Science, the reason I held it up is because in there, it describes the Supreme Grand Council. And that's where I found information, which came from a temple. So it's like, we don't have no excuses. You know what I mean? We don't have no excuses. We got to look towards ourselves and correct ourselves. Peace. I'm ready to speak about the golden age of the Moors and Olmecs. Well, speak on it then, Abdul Ali, man. Speak on it. You feel me? Don't talk about it. Be about it. You feel me? Got to be about it. Oh man, matter of fact, let me read that real quick. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Oh, I know where that's at. We looking for my man. I think John. Yeah, we looking for my man John, I think. Oh, my stomach, man. I'm hungry. I'm looking for my man John. Boom, there we go. Chapter 4. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. Boom, here we go. Men need a pattern for their lives. They love to follow. Does not go. It's just a pointer. And a block of wood can do that. If you just point and you ain't walking yourself, man, you just like a block of wood, baby. You just like the people on the corner flipping the signs. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of people get that job. The teacher treads the way. On every span of ground, he leaves his footprints clearly cut, which all can see and be assured that he, their master, went that way. Come on. You may never point the way and tell the multitudes to do what you have never done. Let me read it one more time. You may never point the way and tell the multitudes, tell a lot of people, tell a whole heap of people, the masses, what to do, or to do what you have never done. But you must go before and show the way. Come on now. Come on now, man. We got to show the way. We got to be it. You can't just talk about it. You feel me? Let me see. Let me close out. The more I watch the movement, the more I see the lack of cohesion. See that the lack of cohesion will destroy our people. Yeah. United we stand, divided we do indeed fall. and been falling and will continue to fall until we unite. It's really that simple. Yeah. Our prophet gave us enough to save a nation, and more still looking for others. Enforce the Constitution. Use Declaration of Human Rights, rights of indigenous people. Amir Sharif El, I agree. The Grand Treasury, yeah. It's just trade. It's another thing. That money, man, you follow that money. You get to follow them. Word to the wire, man. Word to the OG on the wire. You follow the money, man. That's when you find out what's really going on. That's some real deal. Holyfield. Let me see. All right. Well, I'm going to close it out. One, because my stomach, I don't know if y'all can be hearing it. I've been trying to like talk over it. But my stomach been growling like a grizzly. And I've been trying to play it off, but man, this thing kind of, it's like my stomach basically like, hey fam, I see you doing that more science stuff. That's cool and all. But if you don't hurry up and give me something more than this water, it's going to be some serious issues. You feel me? That's what was communicated to me. You feel me? Man. Let me try to close out with something. I'm trying to find something that I haven't really spoke on before. Oh man, I wish I see. Oh man, I gotta study some more because I used to be able to just like flip right to the spot where I'm thinking about, but right now I can't really think about it. I mean, I don't really know where it is. Anybody got something else to say? Y'all talk amongst yourselves while I'm looking for something. Please. Yes. There we go. We done found him. Man, if y'all got the Quran, I'm gonna read this one. You know what? We need to close out with this whole chapter. We're gonna get on some spiritual stuff for the close out of this. So before I do, for anybody that's been tuning in, that's like, I don't want to hear the spiritual stuff. I'm cool on that Islam. I don't want to be no Muslim. I ain't trying to hear no prophet, no wajrali. I got you. It's all love. Much love. I appreciate you tuning in. We gonna get into this spiritualness because we need that. You know what I mean? We need it for our soul. We really need it. I hope you stay. But if not, it's all love. I can get you. You hope you can double back. You know what I mean? Come back 5-6 months from now. You be like, man, you know that Robbie brother? He actually, we go double back on that one time. You know what I mean? It's all love. Thank you. If you do got your Quran, flip to chapter 9. If you don't got a Quran, you can open up another tab and just look for Holy Quran Circle 7 real quick. Pull it up. Go to chapter 9. Because this chapter, man, yeah, this whole chapter, now that I'm looking on it, this kind of sums up something that's key for us, I feel. So let me get to that. Let me see what else we got going on before I get to it. Dehydration, peace. Yeah, I am dehydrated. All right, here we go. And thank you for tapping in. The fame of Jesus as a teacher spread through all the land, and people came from near and far to hear his words of truth. At Behar, B-E-H-A-R, look that place up, B-E-H-A-R, on the sacred river of the Brahms, he taught for many days. Excuse me. And Og, a wealthy man of Bahar, made a feast in honor of his guest, and he invited everyone to come. And many came, among them thieves, extortioners, and courtesans. Now, courtesans is a nice way of saying a streetwalker, prostitute. And many came, among them thieves, extortioners, and courtesans. And Jesus sat with them and taught. But they who followed him, who followed Jesus, were much aggrieved because he sat with the thieves and the courtesans. How could you, Jesus? And they upbraided him, and they said, Rabboni, master of the wise, this day will be an evil day for you. The news will spread that you consort with courtesans, and men will shun you as they shun an asp. And Jesus answered them and said, a master never screens himself for the sake of reputation or fame. Basically, he said, man, I ain't worried about that bullshit. You feel me? Well, he didn't say that. I don't put that word. You know what I mean? But he's just like, man, it ain't even about that. These are but worthless babbles of the day. The reputation and fame is just worthless. It's just talk of the day. They arise and sink like empty bottles on a stream. They are illusions and will pass away. Think about Kanye West. You hate him, you love him. You hate him, you love him. Oh my God. Oh my. The reputation and the fame. It goes up and it goes down. Notorious, and then celebrated, and then hated, and then loved. But it's worthless. Anyways, let me get back to it. They are the indicators to what the thoughtless think. They are the noise that people make, and shallow men judge merit by the noise. Allah and all master men judge men by what they are and not what they seem to be, not by their reputation and fame. These courtesans and thieves are children of my Father Allah. Their souls are just as precious in his sight as yours or the Brahmic priests. These courtesans, I'm going to read that one more time. These courtesans and thieves are children of my Father Allah. This is Jesus talking now. Their souls, the thieves and the prostitutes, their souls are just as precious in Allah's sight as yours. Talking to the Brahmic priest. Hey now. Hey now. You listening now? Let me continue. And they are working out the same life sums that you have solved, you men who look at them with scorn. And some of them have solved much harder problems than you have solved, you men who look at them with scorn. Yes, they are sinners and confess their guilt, while you are guilty, but are shrewd enough to have a polished coat to cover up your guilt. Suppose you men who scorn the courtesans, these drunkards and these thieves, who know that you are pure in heart and life, that you are better far than they. Stand forth, that men know just who you are. If you're really that perfect, stand up. Let it be known. Say, yeah, I'm better than all of these people. I ain't got no dirt on me. Nope. I'm better than them. Yep. Go ahead, stand forward. Man. The sin lies in the wish, in the desire, not in the act. That line right there hit me deep. Let me continue. You covet other people's wealth. You look at charming forms, and deep within your heart you lust for them. Deceit you practice every day, and wish for gold, for honor and for fame, just for your selfish selves. The man who covet is a thief, and she who lust is a courtesan. You who are none of these, speak out. Nobody spoke. Yeah, it was on hush mode. Jesus had would say, who spoke? He ain't none of y'all. That's what I thought. I don't know if he did that. He ain't do that. Anyway. The accusers held their peace. And Jesus said, the proof this day is all against those who have accused. The pure in heart do not accuse. The vile in heart, who want to cover up their guilt with holy smoke of piety, are never loathing drunkards, thieves, and courtesans. This loathing and this scorn is mockery, for if the tinsel coat of reputation could be torn away, the loud professor will be found to reveal in his lust, deceit, and many forms of secret sin. The man who spends his time in pulling other people's weeds can have no time in pulling his own. And all the choicest flowers of life will be choked and die, and nothing will remain but darnel, thistles, and burrs. I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough. Hope y'all got the lesson in that, man. That we can't be caught up in trying to judge other people and thinking that we better than other people just for how they seem to be, or their reputation, or, you know, the notoriety or the fame that they have.
I want to take for some milk. Daddy, do you know a lot about adventures?
No, but I'm finishing up. You want to come help me finish?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so can I say my things?
I'm talking about how we can't judge each other.
So if you judge somebody, they'll say, don't judge me. And if you say no, you're going to get in big trouble by your parents. Don't lie to your parents. They're really great people.
Okay, thank you, sir. Love you, man.
Can I have one of the French breads? Daddy, that was...
Oh, let's sit down. Well, that's about it, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. I appreciate it.
Subscribe to Daddy's channel.
Go sit down.
And subscribe to my channel, The Red Fiery Dragon.
Cam, go sit down, man. Let me finish for real. My bad, y'all. Excuse me. Ultimately, in the moment that you're about to try to chastise somebody or point out how someone is wrong, point out how someone is evil, if you can, for that moment, stop and figure out, rather than saying that, is there something within yourself that you can share with them or about them that will help uplift them? Rather than judge them, is there something to help them? And if you don't have anything to say that could help them, see if perhaps you could say a prayer for them. That seemed too much to ask? Man, love is the way. Study the Quran. Study Noble Drew Ali's teachings. You know. And really do it for yourself. Let me end with that. Even me reading this and teaching this information right now, even in all of me saying this, I'm thinking internally about how to apply this to myself, about how to be more kind when I'm talking to my son and he's not listening and he's not being as cute. You know what I mean? And he's on that last nerve. And he's been on that last nerve. You know what I mean? Parents know what I'm talking about. And, you know, trying to figure out ways how, like with Brother Cool Joe, you know, I don't agree with the energy that the brother is putting out in regards to some of the people out there. How can I help Brother Cool Joe? I would say love. I would say helping him see that the energy he puts out when it's loving and compassionate is more transforming than 1,000 of the videos where it's a little bit more aggressive and he's going at people. And that goes for anybody, really. And I say this speaking from personal experience from, the job that I have, a couple jobs that I've had. And I deal with people, all sorts of people. And the energy I give out really dictates what happens in the interaction between them. And I've literally seen how someone can come to me with anger, rage, all of that. And me being loving and kind and compassionate and truly giving that energy to them, it transforms them in the moment, just like that. But it's not easy. That's the thing. That's the key. I don't want, sometimes maybe when I say, love is the key, love is the answer, we need to love instead of hate. It sounds very easy, very like, yeah, nah, it's discipline. It takes a lot of will. Go sit down, man. Come on, G. Go sit down, Cam.
Can you open it?
Go sit down, please.
Yeah?
It takes a lot of love. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of focus. You know what I mean? That we may not understand and that we may not realize that it is that hard. But that's our duty. That's our responsibility as people that know this information. You know what I mean? That's something that I was taught by a wise person that it's the duty that those that do know to teach those that don't know. And you can teach people much better when you're teaching out of love than out of hate. You're teaching out of love instead of anger. You're teaching from a place of love instead of a place of hurt. You know what I mean? Or a place of, this is my enemy and this is my opponent. You know what I mean? When you see the next person as your brother, you know what I mean, they may not know better, then I feel like it's easier to help love them and uplift them. Hope that's getting through to somebody out there. I appreciate you guys tapping in and listening to me. More importantly, I hope that you listen to the words of Noble Drew Ali and study the information that he brought. Because really, I'm just doing my best to facilitate people to get in touch with that. Thank you. Oh, man, that's a good question, man. I was about to close out 720. What's up with Moor's hating on brother Ben X? I think that stems from, some of his comments about Moor's before and just being sensitive. You know what I mean? We all kind of sensitive. And so when someone speaks about Minister Louis Farrakhan in a way that's disrespectful, some members of the NOI do not appreciate that and will address you accordingly. When some people talk disrespectfully about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, some Muslim brothers and sisters, they don't appreciate that. They gonna come holler at you. When some people badmouth Jesus, some grandmas don't appreciate that. They gonna come holler at you. And when people talk negatively about Moors and about Noble Drew Ali, some people do not appreciate that. And some people are actually in the movement to cause confusion and to cause division and to cause a split. And so they bring a lot of anger and a lot of negative energy towards the situation, which is why I'm working on doing my best to spread love and to remain on that note of we need to be about love instead of hate, always, because that is the only way we are going to heal ourselves, in my opinion. Nope, but I gotta go. My son is a little too too interested in me right now, which means I done gave up a little too much of my time.
Hi guys.
All right, guys. So I'm going off
so
now.
subscribe to my bell.
Can I say the prayer before we go?
Yeah, but can I say my intro first?
No. You already got the intro and the outro and the interlude. So let me say the prayer, okay?
Okay.
All right. Allah.
The Holy Quran.
Holy Quran.
Oh.
Can I say the prayer, please?
Uh-huh.
All right. Allah. Stop that, man. Come on. Allah, the Father of the universe. Cam? If you can't stop, I'm about to have you to leave, okay? Come on, man. You gonna say it with me? Allah.
Allah.
The Father of the universe.
The Father of the universe.
The Father of love.
The Father of love.
Truth. Peace. Freedom. And justice. Allah is our protector. Our guide.
And salvation.
And our salvation. By night and by day.
By night and by day.
Through our holy prophet.
The Holy Prophet.
Noble Drali.
No, wait, that's not the prayer.
That is the prayer.
That's not. We don't say Noble Jolly. We don't.
What do we say?
We say, I love you. I love you. I love you.
That's what we say now.
No, we didn't. We just said.
That's how I say it.
No, you didn't. You just.
I'm gonna say it one more time. You just be quiet and listen, okay?
Okay.
One more time for y'all. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation. By night and by day, through our holy prophet, Noble Drali.
They just didn't know we're Jolly.
I love you.
I love you. Bye, guys. Wait, what did you just say?
Mommy off the freeway. That means we gotta go.
Wait.